ongoing war until it leads up into a world war, which is now all the piggy banks are open and the leaders have all the middlemen. Because, you know, in this day and age, none of the presidents or leaders like George Washington fight actually in war. They sit back in their bunkers. So it's the same thing in Nazi Germany, where all the money is pushed forward to do that. And during war times is where all the dirt surfaces, because they have to separate boys from it. And fun side point, I got my student loans. I accidentally signed up for it because I double checked, and you have to sign yourself over for a draft. So if there's a war, by law, I have to get drafted because I accepted student loans. That on its face isn't enough, then I don't know what is. So in the Western civilization, this was a place where everyone wanted to go because we had the best system in history to date. But when there's people in saying that the First Amendment is hamstringing we the people to what the government can be doing, but in the most horrendous circumstances, and it's just saying that big tech is like willfully sharing, no, they're asking big tech, like demanding to censor anything that would be against a solution that they wouldn't want. But the solution that they want is something that's profitable through big pharma and or the military complex. When you're going to war in Ukraine, anyone who speaks bad about Ukraine, to get algorithmically censored and or tried for hate speech. But to associate the word witch or hag, there are black magic is all these religious groups. And so the moment you use the word witch or hag in the future, it's been already grabbed by like a major association like the ADL, and now you're tried for hate speech. If you don't like open borders or what the bankers are doing, you're a racist anti-Semite. And it's this to a degree what wokeism is doing. In my hat, it's like this rainbow. There's someone, I don't even like wearing this rainbow hat anymore because this was predating the flag that they created. But it's just, I'm shortchanged, and so I have to wear what I have. And so this is, you know, been passed around like 4 different people. I've obtained it over the years. It's got great yarn. It has great stitching. It's just if I use the word gay in a negative context, this guy, ICP, Shaggy T. Dillip, who said that something was gay, he was referencing in the 90s and the comparison was negative. That same instant, he was banned off TikTok. Now I closed my TikTok account because it's ran through like this dictatorship. You want the government to tell you what to do. You can move to South Korea, China, I think there's like a few more of these dictator countries, but it's just, I don't want to walk outside and have my nose, I know it runs, but have it turn like red, like a tomato red, or God forbid it falls off, because it is of the same thing, not a mind virus, but a physical. And so with races being different genealogies, what the future is to say, oh, I don't want a crime wave. Oh, you don't want a crime wave, why? And then they look at what you don't like and say you're racist because this person is ethnic. Anything other than a white male doing something that is more prosperous than any other thing, you can say, I don't like this, that person's racist because he's a white male. Anyone in a country selling food, they're denouncing you promoting your country and nationalism, because in the future, imagine like Europe's being ran over with all these Middle Eastern people. I mean, here I've heard it in African Americans, like that say like you're no longer the minority. It's not about that. In the city, there's some parts like in Austin, Texas, at nighttime, it's mostly black people. This, in most cities, you got these certain parts where they've all gone there, and that's a separate accord because of Jim Crow laws and how they handled welfare. It was dished out, and they set up water ghettos, the CIA did, and they spread out crack and had Ice Cube with the CIA rap about gangster rap. So you get a few of these ingredients, you get them baked in, and now all of a sudden, imagine what leprosy would do. In the time of Jesus, your skin would be falling off. I don't want to be outside and my skin fall off. But if they could press that button and make that occur, that's why I need to get ahead of the curve to make sure that that doesn't happen with whatever that might be. Because at that point, people would be willing more to say, I'm going to give up my rights in order to not have my face turn red like a tomato the moment it gets hit with a wind abrasion. Why would that happen? Well, nowadays people are losing their taste. If they get a virus, and there's a lot of good people in every group, but it's the moment where you're having to plead that you're not something bad, so you give up all your resources. This is what happened in Nazi Germany, where a whole bunch of money was funneled to the Nazi party because they were prominent in the country, and then they let all the Jewish leaders giving them money retreat to Palestine, and so the middle of them was, cut at the knees, and so they folded and did what they were told. And this is like super, check the history, it's all confirmed. Super extraordinary for multitudes of reasons, but it's the bravado of globalism coming in and replacing what would be a Western civilization, but they're wrapping themselves in woke ideology to have socialized medicine and free to support anyone, to not have anyone be a dissident. By doing so, making for an ongoing war until it leads up into a world war, which is now all the piggy banks are open and the leaders have all the middlemen. Because, in this day and age, none of the presidents or leaders like George Washington fight actually in